There, comic book fans, it's Rusty again with Collector Auctions, and here I am in the car again, headed down to Third Eye Comics in Annapolis, Maryland for another new comic book day. Well, the big book this week is definitely Absolute Superman. I don't know if it's going to have the same kind of heat that Absolute Batman did, or even Absolute Wonder Woman, but we're definitely going to go down and pick up some extra copies because Jason Aaron, in just a few months in February, is actually coming to the shop, and I definitely want to get a couple of these books signed when he comes to the shop. But like normal on a new comic book day here, I'm going to go down, we'll do some filming, I'll come back home, and I will bag and board all the new books I pick up, and then we'll do a little show and tell. So stay tuned, and I'll be right back. Guys, I just finished up here at Third Eye Comics in Annapolis, Maryland, and I had a great time going through all the new comic books that they had. As you can tell around me, it's getting a little late in the day. I did not come down here for the opening like I normally do. I was on the road traveling a little bit, so I got down here late, but they still had plenty of books, as you could see by the footage, plenty of those Absolute Supermans left in there. So I'm going to go home, I'm going to bag and board everything I picked up, and then we'll do a little show and tell. So once again, stay tuned.
One eternity later.
All right, guys, I made it back home, and I bagged and boarded all the new comics that I picked up at Third Eye Comics. There were a lot more books I picked up this week than I had expected to, but part of that was there's going to be some signings coming up here in November and further on in February, and I wanted to pick up multiple copies of books right now so I could have them on hand. Even though Third Eye does a good job of having books there for the signing, sometimes the first printing of them books they run out of if it's too far along the way. We just did a signing with the Stray Dogs creators, and of course that one of those is Tony Fleeks, and his book Uncanny Valley. They had plenty of the first issue as a reprint, as a second printing, but they didn't have any of the first prints left, so I couldn't get that signed. And that's what I'm talking about. I wanted to go ahead and make sure I had some of these comics on hand. And the sign I'm particularly talking about is that they are going to have Jason Aaron at Third Eye Comics in February. And I wanted to have some of these Absolute Supermans that just came out this week. I wanted to have some of the regular books on hand when he gets here. Now, I know that they're doing a pre-sale of some signed books, but I don't know if they'll have any of the regular issue left by the time the signing actually happens. So I wanted to secure my books right now. So in doing so, I picked up multiple copies of cover A right here. I'll show you that. I got 4 copies of that right there. I did pick up 2 copies of the Jim Lee variant. I think this is my least favorite Jim Lee variant of the 3 Trinity members here. I absolutely love the Batman one, and I think the Wonder Woman one was fantastic. Not as crazy about this one, and I don't know if they did a foil version of this because I don't recall seeing it there at the store. But I also picked up 1 copy of the Wes Craig cover and one of the Clayton, I believe it's Clayton Crane did this one right there. And again, this is what I'm planning on doing, is taking all these books to the signing in February for Jason Aaron. We're gonna see how this book holds up in the market, if there's any kind of legs to it. I may only get a few of these signed if they're actually worth getting signed. There are definitely plenty of other really good Jason Aaron books to get signed. In fact, I've got several books that have been sent to CGC for other signings of some of the other artists that I'm actually contemplating breaking out and getting Jason Aaron to sign. It's something I'm thinking about doing a video about because it's one of those where I could send that book to a facilitator. Jason Aaron was just, say, at the New York Comic Con. I could have sent that to a facilitator. They could have taken it and gotten that signed for me. They would have cracked it open. They would have given it to Jason Aaron to get signed. They would have submitted it back to CGC. Of course, then I'm responsible for all the fees. Fees to the facilitator, fees to Jason Aaron, fees back to CGC. And I'm sure that would, obviously it's going to be very expensive. That's why I'm thinking about doing a video on this as a comparison. Or I could do what I'm thinking about doing, as I just said, breaking it out myself. These books are already graded 9.8s. Go ahead and break it back out. Be very careful. Bag and board it with a window for Jason Aaron to sign and add that signature to the book. Send it back into CGC and pay for the JSA signature verification on the Jason Aaron signature, as well as the one that they had previously already verified because they witnessed it. Now, of course, if I break it out myself, then you lose that witness on there. But that's why now it's good that you have JSA, that you can verify these things. And I'm thinking, like I said, doing a video where I cross compare both of those. But maybe we'll see. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. But I picked up all of those Absolute Supermans just for that occasion right there. Now, I also picked up one of the variant covers to the new Ultimates number 6. This is their new Ultimate Universe title right here. And even though I talked about dropping this title, I'm not really a fan of some of the woke stuff going on in this book. This cover was really cool. It's a wraparound cover. Lionel Francis Yu is doing the art on this cover right here, and being a wraparound, I went ahead and picked that one up. I did pick this up. This is the newest issue of Batgirl, and this is Cassandra Cain, and I went ahead and picked up the Art Germ cover for that as well, and not as much. I'm usually a fan of most of Art Germ's stuff, but this is not one of my favorite ones. Still pretty good though. Can't go too wrong with an Art Germ cover. Now, a few months ago, I did a new comic book day where we did a battle between who had the dominant covers of the week. Was it Art Germ? I think he had 2 covers for the week, and then Aunt Jenny Frison had 3 covers. She technically won just by doing more. Well, here we have another new comic book day where we have an Art Germ cover right here, and we've got a Jenny Frison cover for the latest issue of Poison Ivy. This is issue number 27. And again, Jenny Frison wins because she also did the cover to the latest issue of Something's Killing Her Children. I want to say this is issue I want to say 36, but I could be wrong on that. If I'm wrong, I'll put the number up there. I don't care. I'm still reading this title. In fact, I'm still subscribing to it with my subscription service. And the regular cover is coming in on that monthly order that I get in each month. But I hadn't seen this cover, even though I know Jenny Frison did it. I don't go in for every one of her covers. I go in for ones I like. I did like this one. And so I went in and picked it up at the LCS. That's what I use the LCS for, is to pick up these books that I may not have been on my radar at the time. And I don't recall seeing this when I put that order in. So, but I did like this a lot. So I went ahead and picked that up. And I did pick up, I wasn't expecting to pick this up. This right here is the cover by Chris. I'm going to butcher his name. Bacalo? I don't know. Of course, he did the All-Out Spider-Man book. He did Gen X. Really great artist. But I picked that up. I thought that was pretty cool. The pink version cover, that's really neat. But that wasn't the only surprising Something Children book that I picked up. They actually had this, and this was not on my radar at all. And this is what it looked like. And I was like, what is this? This is Something Children number 0. But it's got this 3 images of Erica Slaughter down here. And I'm going, oh, what is this? And I pick it up, and it's polybagged. And you can immediately feel how thick this is. And you realize it's actually a comic book in there with a piece of cardboard on the front and a piece of cardboard on the back. And what it is, these 3 images. Let me go forward right there. You buy this, you don't know exactly which one of these Dan Mora covers you're going to get. And my understanding is the one with the chainsaw right there is a rare variant. Now, I asked the store, Third Eye, if they had an idea of just how many there were. She said she or a friend was able to pick up one of those. I think a friend of hers was able to open up one and got one of the chainsaws. She opened up one and got this is the bow and arrow one right there. She picked that one up. And I said, well, with the YouTube channel, I don't mind doing a little show and tell like that. So I ended up picking up 2 of these. So let's just get the scissors right now and find out which covers we got. Now, the regular cover, let me go back up there. The regular cover is the one with the, what is that? I guess it's just a machete as well. So let's go ahead and open up these and see what we get. I thought this would be kind of cool to do on the channel here. So I'm going to pull it out. And let's set this one down. And let's set this here. And let's see if I can do it this way. So I'm going to pull the cardboard up. And let's see which one we got. And we've got the one with machete, which is still pretty cool. And I'm going to set this down. And then we're going to do the other one here. Normally, I don't do this kind of thing, but I thought it was kind of neat, and I do like Dan Mora's art. And let's see what we got here. All right, we got it in the bag. I don't know if these things will be worth getting multiples of this to try to get that one variant, but I thought it was kind of cool just to try and do something different on the channel for a new Comic Book Day video. All right, let's see which one we got here. Ooh, and then we got the other one, the one in the middle there with the bow and arrow version. So though I did not get the rare chainsaw version, I did get the other 2 versions, though. That's pretty cool. All right, guys, that was it for the new comic books I picked up this week. Definitely a lot of books I picked up. Some of them I was not expecting it. And trust me, even with a 10% discount because I have a pull box at Third Eye, that was a lot of money. Now, granted, a bunch of these are going to be saved for signings for the absolute Supermans, and I will even save those Jenny Frizzens for or the Jenny Frizzen cover, both of those, for a signing at some point too. I know that she was just down at Heroes Con this year, so that gives me hope that I'll see her. Either I'll get a chance to go back to Heroes Con and she'll be there, or maybe down at Baltimore maybe next year. I don't know. You never know. So I will save those for future signings for sure. But that was not the end of the comic books that I picked up this week. I did pick up 3 more copies of this book here. And as I said, I had picked up books for signings coming up at Third Eye Comics. And I ended up picking up 3 copies of the second printing to Doom. This is that one shot from the middle of the year back in June by Sanford Green. And Sanford Green is going to be at Third Eye Comics here in November. And I cannot wait. To be honest, I don't have that many books left to get him to sign. He was at the Baltimore Comic-Con. So I got a lot of books signed by him, and I don't know if I've got any left. And that's why I ended up picking up 3 more copies of this while I was at Third Eye down there for New Comic Book Day. They still had a few of these still left on the stand. And honestly, I've got a couple weeks before he shows up. I may go out there and try to buy another first print of that. I think the regular cover is the one I'm going to look for, or even the second print version it's the same as cover A, but is a virgin version of that. I think I'll look for that. That's one I didn't get. And there is a beautiful Maria Wolf cover that I kind of poo-pooed back in June. I didn't like it as much, but her art's kind of grown on me a little bit. And so I may look for that as well if I can pick up a decent copy at a decent price. I don't know about that yet, but we'll have to save that for the signing. And you guys know I will do a video and an episode on that signing as well. But guys, that is it for today. Hope you enjoyed everything. Definitely leave me a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you thought about the books I picked up today. And if you like this kind of content, definitely hit that like, slap the subscribe, and click on that notification bell so you guys don't miss out on any of the content that I put out each and every week, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 3 p.m. All right, guys, I'm out of here. You guys have a great week, and I will see you for the next show. Just remember, every comic has a story.